interceptions than a position group has in points against him. Combined.
They're pretty nasty. And yet I can't name most of their defense.
Do they still have Gerard Mayo? It's like Dante Hightower and John Simon.
Right.
Gilmore. Jamie Collins. They've
Chung
got
still
Stephon.
there?
Do they?
I don't know. I know he was suspended for a minute.
I don't know if he's still there or not, but they've got Stephon Gilmore. They've got the twins.
McCourty.
Yeah, the McCourty twins. But that's what they do. They go create great defenses with people just understand how to play Patriots football. Dude, have you watched the defenses they're playing?
They've played some pretty bad teams.
No. The defensive schemes the Patriots are playing. No high safety. They're playing zeros. They're playing man-to-man coverage. They're doing they're putting less defensive, less coverage than like Ohio State used to when they were playing man on everybody.
Yeah.
They're just, the reason they're getting the quarterback is they're rushing 8.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane.
6-6. Redskins, Vikings, 6-6.
My God.
My God.
Who put in Hopkins in their DraftKings lineup?
Nobody.
My God.
Oh, my God.
Dalvin's already outscored him. The Vikings defense still outscored him.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Heard some Billy Idol on my way in. Got me pumped up.
Nice day for
That's the exact song it was.
come again.
That's what she said.
Nice day for white wedding.
That's where it's at.
Yeah.
That'll get your blood flowing.
No.
So many people have the same lineup right now on DraftKings. That
Dude, there's two teams playing.
I know,
Like
but the first place team right now is tied with so many people. They're out of. Okay, well, Dalvin Cook just apparently did something. Apparently tore off a big reception.
Dalvin Cook, he does that?
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He tears off reception. Big old rips.
Anyway,
Rips, bro. Big rips.
such a big difference that the winner was getting $2,000. That's how many people were tied for first.
We ready to light this candle or what?
I'm ready to light this candle. If you're ready to light this candle.
I'm ready.
I'm ready for this jelly. Are you ready for this jelly?
I don't know what that means.
I don't think you're ready for this jelly. I don't think you're ready for this jelly.
Okay, I've
My
heard it before.
body's too bootylicious for you,
I
lamb.
gotcha. All right.
There you go. I knew what you were saying.
Uh-huh.
And by the way, did you see me and the Occupy Dynasty guy? Our little back and forth?
The DFS guy?
Yeah.
Is that who you're talking about? Yeah, I saw a little something.
Apparently he's a
about that,
millionaire
yeah.
winner, which awesome for him. But
Yeah.
he was like, I don't remember exactly the exchange, but he was like, congratulations on your $67 win. Because I posted that the top captain was the defense.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it wasn't about me. It was about actually calling the right defense. I mean, good luck predicting that the number 4 wide receiver scores 2 touchdowns in a game. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Right.
Dude,
right,
I went to the dog track, hit a mini jackpot.
What's a mini jackpot? How much?
$13.63.
That's about like my DFS winnings from last week. I won $11.
I won 143.
It's funny because the machine went crazy, and everyone around me turned to look.
Well, I mean, I went crazy
And
when I
it's
won
like
11.
$13. Like, man, I put 20 in this thing.
Nice. All right. Lighting the candle.
Spark it up.
Welcome everybody watching the live stream. Hey, how's it going?
Hey-o.
Heyo. We're gonna get this show rolling. I forgot my blow trophy. Damn it. I forgot my blow trophy.
Still not
They give you
100%.
trophies for that?
Huh?
They give you trophies for that?
Depends on where you're at.
Must be good.
In Vegas, I guarantee they do it.
Probably.
All right. In 3, 2, 1. Today on the Back Row Fantasy Show, we talk Week 8 sits and starts, talk a little bit about all the trade activity, and we have the Lamb on the Back Row Fantasy Show starting now.
Welcome to the Back Row Fantasy Show with your hosts Jeremy Barker and Aaron Arms.
And that guy. welcome to another episode of the Back Row Fantasy Show. As usual, well, kinda. I've missed a show here and there, but it's Bark. And to my left, I have Arms.
Good morning.
And to my right, I have 96.7 The Lame.
I hate you so much.
You love it. So Hux was going to join us, but he's a trooper. Hux is the ultimate back row guy. He has to work at 2:30 in the morning. Dude was going to show up for tonight's recording. I don't know if he just wanted to be live, wanted everybody to see him.
Like a dummy. Like who? He has to wake up at 2:30 in the morning. We're starting this thing at 9:30.
Yeah.
I know that in my youth, I used to do this and be like, oh, I got to get up 4 o'clock. I'll just stay up till 1. No big deal.
Right.
I can't do that now.
I'm sure there's enough cocaine to put you through.
Yeah, someone asked me the other day why I drink energy drinks at work. I just told them you can't do coke at work, so why wouldn't I?
Well, you probably could. You just wouldn't get away with it.
It's a
You
joke.
have your own
and,
office, right?
Yeah, touche.
But bada boom.
And I don't participate in drugs.
Oh, what's that you're sipping on right now? Liquid drugs. Liquid drugs.
Seagram's Escapes.
Oh,
that
yeah.
I found in your refrigerator.
Yeah, he's drinking a strawberry daiquiri. That's sweet.
Oh my God.
I say that as if I've never done it before. But
You 100% bought it.
Right.
Label out.
I
Label
say
out
that
for
like
the viewers
I
at
didn't
home.
buy a
Absolutely.
6-pack of them.
yeah, I bought a 12-pack for a little retreat, and my wife didn't help me drink them, so here we are. We've got Seagrams in the fridge.
My
Somebody will
bees
drink 'em.
did though.
Seagrams in the fridge. So yeah, thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining the live stream. We're very happy to be back. Hopefully you listened to today's little DFS snippet from Arms. Had no idea that was coming. Driving down the road, and Arms is like, "Hey, I emailed you," and I get a little snippet of him driving and recording because he's irresponsible. So
Very
Hopefully that-
responsible.
Well, you got one of those Teslas, autopilot, right?
you need one,
Okay.
definitely.
It'd
So,
probably reduce my road noise.
I mean,
from
the
my
money-
05 Honda Accord.
the money you're making on the show, Yeah,
I have
exactly.
more.
Bauer says, I don't participate in drugs, spits his dip, then sips his beer. Yeah, exactly.
Shut up, Bauer.
Yeah.
Stop talking crap about me.
Yeah. Well, okay. So, again, thanks for joining us. I'm going to have to turn my ringer off. I've got children in bed, so I've got the daddy cam on. So maybe we can give updates from the daddy cam. My kid, the youngest, is Connor. Oh, Connor rolled over, fumbled
Fumbled his binky.
Fumbled it. Well, luckily no binky, but
Blanky?
he fumbled his goo goo gaga, which is a monkey that has a rattle in it.
Okay.
Kid's 3 has a goo goo gaga. It's okay. It's fine.
all right.
He was born that way. So Lambert's here. Everybody's here. Bauer says, "Love you, brother." Let's talk about trades. Emmanuel Sanders, first name that comes to mind for me, to the Niners. What does this do for his fantasy value? Does it improve his fantasy value? Does it diminish his fantasy value? Is it a wash?
Diminish.
Really, I was going to call it a wash.
See, they don't pass. It's not that they don't have capable pass catchers.
Neither does Joe Flacco.
But
No,
would you
he-
rather have Jimmy G or Flacco throwing to you?
Okay, but when you're up by 3 scores, you're still not going to pass the ball.
Well, that's why I'm saying it's a wash.
They've
Like,
got
it's not,
14 running backs that can get 115 yards a game at any point, right?
well, and their defense is outstanding.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's I said this the other day, like for the first time, and I can't remember how long, I will not be that upset if it's a Patriots Super Bowl again, as long as they face the Niners, assuming both teams keep this up.
Right.
So I wouldn't be that upset. I would love to watch a defensive battle in the Super Bowl. It'd be much better than Miami versus Washington.
Well,
I mean, that's
no one wants to
that's
see
like
that.
an offensive struggle.
Exactly. I'd rather
it looks the same,
I'd
but
rather watch a defensive battle than
it's
an
like,
offensive struggle.
man, there was like 27 sacks in that game. Well, that's because both quarterbacks holding the ball too damn long.
Right. Terrible stuff.
I will say this this Niners team reminds me an awful lot of the Eagles team that won the Super Bowl. Just solid all around. Nothing great. Just solid all around. Now their defense is better. I'll give you that.
And
but-
their offense is worse
Yes.
than Philly's. So don't talk about Philly too much. Michael Bauer is one of the lone watchers of the stream right now, so I don't want to pump his head up too much with Eagle talk.
Let's just get into the sits where you sit all the Eagles.
Yeah. Sit every Philadelphia Eagle this week. that's our best strategy. But Manuel Sanders, a wash. I kind of agree. I don't think he's going to do anything more extravagant.
I just still think it's not like people were dropping balls. You know what I mean? It's just they don't pass a lot. They don't need to.
Yeah, they're a run-heavy team, but I will give him this. Galileo, whatever his name is.
Galileo. Sorry.
Emmanuel Sanders.
There we go.
I think he can actually get Emmanuel Sanders the ball, as to where Joe Flacco has trouble getting guys that catch balls.
I think it was a smart move for the Niners, though.
Absolutely.
I mean, make that push. I mean, he's, 31?
Yeah.
Something like that. So, yeah, absolutely go for him.
Yeah.
And he was cheap enough.
Yep.
Make that push.
And listen,
What did they get for him?
it was like a third and a fourth,
That's
and
what
they
I
got
thought.
a fifth back with.
Yeah.
Sanders.
That's not terrible.
No,
that's not
not at
terrible.
all.
I mean, I know a lot of NFL rosters are made up of third rounders, but let's also be real. There's a lot of third rounders that never make an NFL roster.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I will throw this out there. This may be a crazy thought, considering they have Beretta and Tevin Coleman. Kenyon Drake's on the block. I do not think Kenyon Drake would be a terrible fit for the Niners.
I don't think he's going to add any value to the team, though.
Yeah.
How not?
Not that he wouldn't
They
do
run
well there, but
they run
just,
the hell out of the ball.
But they still have Raheem Mostert waiting to get a carry because he ain't getting hurt. He ain't playing.
Well, I get that, but Kenyon Drake is more of a big playmaker than the backups there. Tevin Coleman, kind of a grinder, even though we didn't think about that early in his career. We thought of him more as like a big play guy, but he ended up being kind of a grinder. Matt Beretta is pretty good, but he's nicked up all the time. Coleman's nicked up all the time. Why not add a third guy that's nicked up all the time, and Kenyon Drake?
I mean, they still have Jerick McKinnon, don't they? Somewhere on IR or something?
Well, yeah, he's not going to be back till 2021, but I'm just speculating trade candidates right now. From what I'm reading, the Browns are shopping, and there's another team. Anybody remember? Two teams, supposedly.
The Raiders are looking at trying to acquire A.J. Green, apparently. RN Brian Burns, the defensive end for the Panthers, informed me of that.
I really hope they do, because my Alden Tate shares will be happy if that happens. So really hoping a deal like that goes down. But another trade, Michael Bennett, this just happened a little bit ago. He gets traded to the Cowboys for a 7th. No major implications there, but worth throwing out there. There was a couple more trades, right? Minuscule.
Muhammad Sanu for a second.
Muhammad
right.
Sanu.
Which
That's
had a corresponding
glad you remember.
IR move, which is an interesting IR move. Listen to the backer, or not the backer fans, excuse me.
Listen to the Back Row Fantasy Show.
I was
ahead, give it a
listening
listen.
to the Fantasy Focus podcast and got educated today. So ironically, Josh Gordon, they put him on IR. It doesn't appear to be that serious of an injury. But they were mentioning with the Sanu move that they really just may not need Gordon at this point. They can do a injury buyout and say they're going to pay him for 4 weeks and release him. And
Really?
he could actually play. Yeah, they apparently the IR move was not a injury move as much as it was a roster move.
Would they do that?
Why not? He's not available till week 16. I think at this point in his career, him versus Muhammad Sanu is somewhat of a push.
Huh. It's interesting.
So, and I don't know if it's 4 weeks or is like the minimum, but they could release him and he could actually resurface on another team this year. So don't go drop Josh Gordon just yet. Let's see how it plays out.
Curious.
Sound advice.
I mean, can you imagine, just throwing this out here. Let's say Josh Gordon goes to a wide receiver needy team, a number one wide receiver needy team, like the Raiders. Raiders need a number one.
They need a little more than that, but
No,
sure.
like without a doubt, they need a number one wide receiver. Josh Gordon goes in and immediately probably steps into the starting role. Does he have fantasy relevance? He'll be a top 30 receiver at that point. He's not going to be great, but he'd be solid enough to be a wide receiver 3 for you. So anyway,
Other guys that are rumored to be on the block, Melvin Gordon.
hold on. Do you have any value with Sanu?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I think Sanu is honestly, he's a better fit in New England than he is in Atlanta. He was producing pretty solid results as like a wide receiver 4 in Atlanta. I mean, I think this catapults him to a wide receiver 3 with 2 upside.
He's finished like wide receiver 30-ish like 2 or 3 seasons in a row, which is it's incredible considering you never even attempt to acquire Mohamed Sanu. Nobody does.
Nobody wants him.
But I think it has bigger implications for Calvin Ridley. I think that's the biggest change here.
That frees him up.
Oh, yeah.
I think it helps Austin Hooper, too. I know you
I
love
agree.
hearing that, Arms.
Yeah, it helps
Yeah,
Hooper.
But
Yeah,
Okay, are you ready to put some respect on Hooper's name?
we'll see.
No.
what about Kyler? You ready to?
Never heard
you
of
ready
her.
to say it?
Let's repeat it again. I'm
not going to do it, so you guys can
Kyler
stop that.
Murray.
Just give it a go.
So what implications does this have outside of Calvin Ridley? Do one of the Russell Gage or Justin Hardy, do either one of those guys become bye week or waiver watches?
No, I think this just concentrates the targets amongst the 3 major pass catchers there.
Hooper, Holes, and Rids.
Yeah.
And Kenyon Drake if he gets traded to Atlanta.
Not getting traded to Atlanta.
Getting
You're
traded
just
somewhere.
you're just trying
That'd
to
be
put him
okay.
on a
That'd be
high-powered
okay there.
offense.
I mean, he'd take Ito's spot. Ito's not played
Well,
the greatest.
Nicked up. Devonta Freeman is on the trade block apparently.
Yeah.
So Freeman, Gordon.
Or are you just going to trade Poop Freeman for Kenyon Drake?
I would
Hey, you
much
take
rather
this
have
turd, and
Kenyon
I'll
Drake.
take this turd. Here you go.
Right.
Give me Drake. He's a lighter turd. The other one's darker and has been marinating longer. Freeman's the
That
darker.
sounds racist. Stop that.
That is
Did for a
not.
second.
I'm ashamed that you even said that. That's not what I meant at all. Freeman.
I
is
know
lo-
what you meant. You meant it's like it's a more aged turd
Yeah, it's a more aged. It's a more constipated turd.
that has been
Stewing.
yeah, and it has its own
brewing.
concerns with
Right.
injuries and
Yeah.
whatnot.
Yep.
Bauer said Hooper tight end 1. I must
Shut
be the wrong-
up.
I must be the wrong.
Shut
one.
up, Bauer.
Where's that button at? There we go.
I must be the wrong one.
There we go. Little profanity before
There was-
Arms admitted it.
Literally one play away from just delivering that classic 6-point week that Austin Hooper delivers. And I'm like, oh, well, here comes Austin Hooper's, 6 or 7 point week touchdown. I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah, he's that's a good target for Tom Brady. I like it. I don't know about the second rounder. That to me is a little
That's pretty high.
pricey.
Were
That's a
they in
win now move, though.
Absolutely.
Tom Brady acknowledged today that he's uncertain about his future with the Patriots.
I heard
What?
his house is up for sale, and so is his trainers. I heard that.
Been
I
up
don't-
for sale for a while.
I don't
thought.
have his contract in front of me, but I think he's in the last year of it.
Are they ready for Jarrett Stidham or what's going on here?
No, it's the Patriots. They're going to rob somebody out of a first.
You think they're going to trade Tom Brady?
No. They're going to end up with they've got John Simon now who's performing, decently at pass rushing. They're like, just give us his back end first, and they'll package things up to end up with freaking Tua or something. And you're like, great. Here comes the Patriots again for another freaking 15 years.
Wouldn't surprise me a bit. Let's talk about some of the wide receivers rumored to be on the block. AJ Green, you already mentioned. The Jets openly say, "Come get Robbie Anderson." That's a good grab for somebody.
That'd be good for him.
Nelson Aguilar is rumored to be on the block, as is Devontae Parker.
See that T-Rex play he had the other night where he didn't reach his arms out to catch the ball?
Yeah, Nelson Aguilar's never been much of a effort guy.
I could probably get that. Nah, I can't.
Mine don't extend that far out.
But with that being said, can we finally admit that the Giants made the right move drafting Saquon instead of Sam Darnold?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm okay with that.
So even at the end of last year, people were, dude, they should have taken Sam Darnold.
Sam
No, I mean, listen, I'll eat all the crow in the world. Daniel Jones looks like a better quarterback than Sam Darnold.
Well, he did the first game. Hasn't done a whole lot since.
Had a rough
He hasn't
stretch.
thrown four or five interceptions in a game, I can tell you that much.
Well,
Did his best Peterman impression.
yeah. And
He actually
did-
scored on the Patriots.
I wanted to say, but that was the Patriots, but Daniel Jones has played the Patriots, like you said, scored on them. But
Only passing touchdown against him so far.
I mean,
this
it
year,
is
incredibly.
the Jets. You've got to give Darnold a slight handicap for Adam Gase. Slight
That's
handicap.
true.
Is Adam Gase does he have a string holding his arm back when he's throwing those Hail Marys to nobody?
It is highly possible. That's crazy asshole.
Listen,
Adam Gase is a crazy asshole.
Adam Gase
It's
like, all right, YOLO on two, YOLO on two.
easy.
And
Easy guy.
just what do you mean YOLO on two? Sam, just fall back, close your eyes, and throw it as hard as you can, as far as you can. What is this?
blowing out some eardrums. He must be the wrong one on that.
It's got to be.
Good Lord.
Not the wrong one. Not the wrong one.
Other candidates. O.J. Howard. O.J. Howard.
Please, God, trade him.
They've said he's not for trade.
Why is Austin Hooper on this list? Austin Hooper's on this rumored to be traded list.
It's like trading Travis Kelce. Who
I
does that?
know.
I hope they trade him for O.J. Howard.
Trading Tony Gonzalez.
Oh my God, let's not get carried away.
Tyler Eifert's on the list. Who in the right effing minds are like,
Of course
give
he
me
is.
Tyler Eifert.
Got to get some Eifert.
Please, God. We need someone
We
on
need-
our IR.
we have to
Our
start-
IR is missing. We have no one on IR.
Nobody injured yet. Give me Tyler Eifert.
What team?
Our
Here's
trainers are bored.
here's the challenge for listeners. What team has no one on IR that could be in the market for Tyler Eifert?
I don't think anybody actually wants Tyler Eifert.
Billy Price of the Bengals? A second-year center? He's rumored to be on the block. Are you kidding?
That's what I'd do
Joe
if my
Mixon.
line was trash.
Yeah,
I'd just
exactly.
start
Trade your
giving-
most
yeah.
recent first-round draft pick.
I'd go
keep
all
giving him
Miami
away.
and be like, Albert Wilson, you can have him. I mean, they got a nice haul for him. I digress, but other guys defensively, we knew Leonard Williams was on the block. Shaquille Barrett rumored. That'd be silly. He's been tearing it up. But Michael Bennett was rumored, and that happened. Vic Beasley, Trell Suggs, Bud Dupree, blah, blah, blah. Ndamukong Suh, he's not been around the league a time or three. Let's go ahead and trade him to somebody. Alec Ogletree, Preston Brown,
Ndamukong
There you
Suh
go,
is
Arms.
going to go to a team,
like
and
Miami.
it's going to be just ridiculous. They're solid defense for next to nothing because he's cancer, and they're going to make at least their conference championship because he really is. He's great. He's not a great fantasy player. He is a great disruptor.
Is he still? I haven't heard much about him.
I mean, he would still plug a hole, which is
His job,
Right.
literally his job.
Peter North could do the same thing.
Not as effectively in the NFL.
You don't think? All he's got to do is think about the right situation, and boom.
I doubt it.
Nobody can get through.
I doubt it. Of course, I'm probably going to try to avoid blocking him. No. You stay over there. No, don't touch me. Don't touch. Go sack Tom.
Why is there a hump in between your jersey numbers? What is that? Is that some kind of new padding?
You're horrible.
What is that? Oh my God, your NFL logo is poking out.
I like to see Preston Brown go to the Raiders, by the way.
who wouldn't you like to see go to the Raiders?
Yeah, we've the Raiders
Just
have been
revamp
mentioned.
the whole team.
Raiders have been
Yeah, they're-
mentioned way too much.
They're doing okay. They're not doing great. I mean, who could have predicted Aaron Rodgers' freaking 6 touchdown game? Good Lord.
6?
Yeah. 5 in the air, 1 on the ground.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for that.
I'm trying to trade him, by the way.
Thanks. All right. What's next before we get on to sits and starts?
Basketball started.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about basketball.
Next.
No, I'm done.
The
I'm done. I was just saying that they started,
Cavs still suck.
obviously.
So Kyrie Irving put up 50.
Yes.
That was,
Carl Anthony Towns looks like a amazing stud. So
yeah, he pretty much is. LeBron James, can we talk about him? Is he ruining his legacy? The dude's making a fool of himself right now.
how so? What do you mean?
So first,
Are you referring to the China thing or?
well, so we've got the China thing. He's talking politics. Listen, everybody's got a voice and opinion, but you probably don't talk about politics at your job, which is the NBA. You probably don't talk about that. And then during the national anthem, he walks away in the middle of the anthem and tells the crowd, "Let's go."
I didn't see that.
Yeah. I
didn't see that either.
He's under some heat for that. It seems like he's losing it just a little bit. He's getting
I know
a
he's
little
losing
too
his hairline too. That
Right.
forehead is huge.
creeping, but he's doing some silly things after and before the games. LeBron, just play some basketball. When you're not on the court, you can talk politics all you want. You'll get camera time, no problem. But when you're on the court, you're speaking to a lot of people that came to watch basketball, not to talk politics and not to.
The only issue I have right now with LeBron James it's
is that he's a Laker.
no, that doesn't bother me. I still root for. He's an Ohio kid. I root for that. But him, the whole defense of the China thing, like them censoring people or whatever it was. I mean, maybe they were misunderstood. I'm like, wait a second. You're talking about using your platform to, institute change in politics and the community, nationally trying to institute change. But now he's like, maybe not in China. We're not going to do that in China, though. Like, come on, man. Stick to your guns.
Go Joe Burrow. Dude's looking
Yeah.
solid. Can't wait to see him take on Alabama.
Is it possible he becomes the top overall prospect at quarterback by the time we get to April?
I just hope he wins the Heisman.
I
As do
honestly
I.
think, as of right now, Joe Burrow is the top prospect at quarterback.
Not yet.
Who?
Not yet. It's still Tua right now.
I don't know, man. Burrow looks ridiculous.
Maybe-
I like
Okay,
Burrow
I think
better
if the
than
draft
Fromm.
ended right now, or if the draft started today, Joe Burrow's number one.
That's what I was getting ready to ask. Is that in your mind, or do you think that is the consensus?
He looks infallible
Is that in
right
your
this
mind,
moment.
or is that the like?
I've watched
Are you
a-
speaking on behalf of most people, or is this just Arms thinks Burrow's number one?
No, I think that whenever you look at him and look at the games he's put together against competition he's played, he's looked better than even Tua.
Arms thinks he's number one.
No, I think that Tua is going to be, a top 3 quarterback. But Burrow he just looks better than him right now.
I agree with you. I was just asking because I think right now
It's-
everyone's still talking about Tua to Miami.
It's hard to separate once you get up there. As the weeks go on, like I said, LSU is going to play Alabama, so it's going to be nice to see how they both react to
against comparable defenses.
Exactly.
Right. He does look good.
Oh, yeah.
Did Ohio State make a mistake?
No.
No, he didn't fit what they were doing.
And
That's all it was.
he did. Dwayne Haskins was a Heisman finalist last year. Joe Burrow wasn't even close.
Joe still played well last year.
He played well, but he wasn't in the category. He wasn't nowhere near being invited to the trophy ceremony.
I'm glad he got a shot.
I am too.
I really hope Ohio State doesn't play LSU.
I hope they do.
And
I'll sit there and I will just enjoy the game. I'll root for Ohio State, but when Joe Burrow's on the field, I want
How
him
do you
to
not
do it.
root for the kid that's 40 miles up the road?
Yeah, I mean,
Bobcats. Wow. Did you say trophy ceremony?
Heisman Trophy ceremony.
Oh, our sponsor, Blow Trophy. Want to shout them out real quick. If
Set you up for that.
If you need a fantasy trophy on a budget, maybe something that blows up and you can deflate and put away until next season, blowtrophy.com is the right place to go to get your trophy that you blow into.
It seems like you're used to like blowing things up, putting them away before somebody gets home, things like that.
I'm very open-minded, so maybe you're right.
Anyhow, moving on.
Yeah, Katrina, I'll see you after these guys leave.
Katrina the Blow Up Doll.
Katrina, she's got such soft lips.
They're very latexy though.
They stick a little, but they're soft.
Not bad for
Anyways,
vinyl.
I love vinyl. I'm waiting for the new Tool album to come out on vinyl. You
Yeah.
know, who doesn't love vinyl?
You would
What?
wait for the Tool album to come out on vinyl.
That was simply a
Noth-
segue.
Nothing's better than the crackle of vinyl on a record player.
I actually own one record.
Of course
and
you
a
do.
record player that is dusty, very very dusty.
They say it sounds better.
It might, but the convenience of just going to your phone and hitting play.
No, I get it. I don't
Yeah.
have any records. So
I don't have a record player in my
so-
car. That's where I listen to music.
I'm gonna
the
be
most.
honest with you. I couldn't tell you where any of my CDs are at this point.
I would imagine Neil would be the guy that's like, vinyl, dude.
He would
vinyl.
pound the table for
He
a
would.
record player.
He would.
You haven't heard it until you've heard it on vinyl.
I had a stereo put in my wife's vehicle 3-4 months ago, and they were like, "Do you want a CD player?" I'm like, "Why? Why would I want a CD player at this point?" He was like, "Yeah, it's pretty dead technology, but I was just making sure you didn't want one." I'm like,
Right.
"Perfect."
I want to try Neil out. See if I can do the Neil. But trash bags. I was listening to CDs. I went vinyl. Neil,
Not very good.
I bet no.
No.
Damn it.
On the fence.
Damn it.
Nobody can be angry Neil but Neil.
Neil said he's on the live stream. Neil said, "I'm here for Lambert." Love it.
So am I, Neil. So am I.
All right. Let's. Anything else on the agenda, as Arms would say?
I like the agenda.
Or are we ready to get to some sits and starts after 25 minutes of our normal banner? We can keep going. I mean, we can talk about Katrina. We can talk about, politics.
Monique,
it doesn't
Yolanda.
matter. Yolanda, Shaniqua,
I don't remember all the words of that song.
Northwest, Southwest, Allegiant Airlines, whatever you want to talk about. It's fine.
Okay. So, can we get to sets and starts, or
As long as you can quit making noise with your phone on the table.
You act like you got to work in the morning.
Quit that.
I do.
Quit that.
I do.
Stop it. Okay. Arms, lead us off. I'm basically going full host Malone here. I'm going to let you guys do a lot of the picks and sits because I feel like I'm not bringing a lot of good info to the table lately.
I'm going to Stone Cold Steve Austin everyone real quick and just hit you with the stunner and go against everything that makes sense for me.
That was lame.
And I think that Baker Mayfield's going to be a solid start this week.
I disagree.
Think
I
it's,
thought he was going to say Kyler.
hold on. Think a spot start.
love-
If you have
Kyler Murray.
if you have a Mahomes who's hurt or somebody on a bye, I'm comfortable. I don't know why. I just feel like Baker finds some comfort, with his legs this week, and finally cracks that Patriots defense. I mean, the
disagree.
mobile quarterback part of it's what it is for me.
I'm gonna get
I think
political.
I think he gets 2 touchdowns.
I'm getting political. Wrong.
I must be the wrong one.
Wrong.
I hate that you guys can all reach that stupid button.
I'm
Wrong.
just glad Barker showed me before.
You're welcome. I disagree.
I'm not a fan of it, to be honest.
I'm not either.
He might be my sit.
Once again, I have nothing to back this up. Just being straight up with you, I don't know why. I would do it.
Those are the best calls. You guys, Gut Check. You remember Gut Check Dynasty? Remember our battles with Gut Check Dynasty?
Right.
It's good times. Dave, if you're out there, we miss you. But yeah, I'm only disagreeing just because Baker has been so flat all year. I don't think the toughest game of the season for them is the time that he's gonna just all of a sudden ball out.
That's coming off a bye week too, though. That's
get
part
that,
of it
but
for me.
Freddie Kitchens has probably got some whack ass playing up his sleeve, and the Patriots are going to win 33-3.
All right, time to run the annexation of Puerto Rico. My start for quarterback, I got Gardner Minshew. The Jets defense hasn't really been that good. The Jets,
High five.
The front seven, they've been all right. The Jets DBs, they're 24th in the league in allowing passing yards. So, I mean, they played all right, but they're just not good. So, hey, grab me one. I look for Minshew to go ahead and stretch that touchdown to interception ratio out even more, and make it a little harder for Foles to take that job from him.
I like that. That's why I gave you the high five. The Jets have been a breeding ground for good fantasy QB weeks, and yeah, I like it. And honestly, on the flip side, I don't hate Sam Darnold this week.
Yeah.
I kind of think it could be a shootout. And Darnold not against the Patriots. The week for the Patriots, he looked pretty good. Jacksonville doesn't have Jalen Ramsey anymore. They didn't really get anybody to replace Jalen Ramsey. So I like both of those quarterbacks in that matchup. I'm starting Minshew in an alarming amount of leagues because I had Pat Mahomes. Did you see Pat Mahomes
He
is
practiced.
not ruled out? He went from 4th team snaps to 2nd team snaps today. It is possible Pat Mahomes plays. I wouldn't count on it. I think it's the safe bet.
If you're that organization,
Leave him out another week.
Why would you not sit that dude until the bye week? Like, just let it go.
I mean, they've got to stay in contention.
Let this week play out.
If it was a hamstring or something that could be re-aggravated, I get it, but I'm not so sure a dislocated kneecap is just going to pop right back out again this week
You're more
as opposed to
susceptible
3
to
weeks.
it, I believe.
Yeah, it's a flukish injury, but
Yeah.
I mean, it was flukish that it happened to begin with.
Yeah.
It's not it's more susceptible, but the odds of it happening are still relatively low.
Oh, just to provide a little Huck's insight here, Minshew's going for 5,500 on DraftKings.
Oh, Lambert's picking right up where Huck's left off.
Well, I'm sitting in his chair, so I feel like I need to do something.
Kind of loving that. kind of loving that. But yeah, I like the Minshew pick. He's definitely somebody I got my eyes on this week. Basically, anybody facing the Jets or the Dolphins or the Bengals.
So do you also
Probably
like
worth a
Mason
start.
Rudolph?
I do. I've got him starting. Okay, so Minshew I've got starting in half of my leagues. And then in redraft, where Minshew was not available, I picked up Mason Rudolph this week. So, yes, I do. I like Mason Rudolph a lot this week. How can you not? Mm-hmm. It's freaking Miami, man. Right. If Case Keenum already played him, but if
Case Keenum scored at least 2 touchdowns against him.
If David Klingler came out of retirement and played against Miami this week, I'm okay playing him. I'm okay playing David Klingler. I'm gonna do it. So that's how much I do not believe that Miami can stop any quarterback whatsoever.
Yeah, so Keenum only threw for 166 yards against him, but two touchdowns, both to Terry McLaurin.
Scary Terry.
So, moving on next to running back. Going with my trend. As great as the Pats are, Chubb has performed against everybody he's played this year. This actually includes the 49ers. He had 87 rushing yards against the Niners. I think Chubb might be somewhat matchup proof.
I'm not thrilled to have Chubb as my starting running back in our league of record.
Now, I will tell you, both of them, I'm going to stay away from on DFS. I'm just saying, for like, don't try to get cute and put Chubb on your bench because he's going to have a good enough game.
Well, the price you pay for somebody like that in a dynasty league, you're going to have to start him.
I mean, his lowest point output this year is against the Niners at 10.9, but like I said, 87 rushing yards, 12 receiving yards.
Yeah, I don't know. That Pats defense is no joke.
It's not.
No joke at all. I'm worried about everybody that plays them.
I mean, but
until further notice.
But what do you think about the potential of a hangover of just annihilating and walking in feeling like, well, we're unbeatable?
I don't see a hangover. Dude, they were laughing,
they do this
joking. They were dicking around with rules. And
Patriots don't even do hangovers.
But you're wrong. They lose to the freaking Dolphins every year. They lose to someone they shouldn't every year because they just know they're that good. They're going to go in and win, and then they lose to someone they shouldn't.
They're trolling the rest of the league.
That's
they're
not
like,
even.
You can't even beat us. Let the Dolphins.
That's not even a hangover. The Patriots are like, listen, we're 11-1. Let's just take a week off and let Miami have this one. That's what they do. They're not like, oh my God, Miami really came out. They really came out to play this week.
In season bye week.
It's
like when the NBA sits their stars.
Exactly.
All right, Tom, go ahead, have a seat.
Right. And they don't even sit him. They're just like, Tom, don't try this week. Just don't worry about it, man. Just go out there, pay attention to the crowd, soak up the chants,
and lose.
Just enjoy a little break, Just focus on those kale pajamas tonight.
I wrote down 2 starters for my running back, but I'm going to go ahead and pick one. Barker, I know you're going to like. Ty Johnson. Fire him up against the Giants. Giants have allowed 8 running backs to score a touchdown or go over the century mark this year. So
I'm gonna surprise you and say I don't like it.
What?
I like Ty Johnson, but I honest to God I do not believe that he's going to come out and get 15 to 20 carries this week.
Oh, I think so.
I don't.
I
think they are going to do a little trial. I think Ty Johnson's going to see about 10 carries. I think J.D. McKissick will see about 5 to 7. Paul Perkins might see. I don't see anybody carrying the workload.
I could see McKissick getting his regular, but
I think McKissick gets all the pass down work this week.
I think they mix it up quite a bit to where Ty Johnson becomes a little bit of a letdown this week.
Oh, I don't think so. He is only 5,700 on DraftKings.
I don't mind him on DraftKings. I don't like him anywhere else unless he was your top guy off the waiver and you got a guy on bye week. I'm not excited about playing Ty Johnson this week. Let me tell you someone I am excited about starting this week. I'm going to call his name and ring the bell until no one answers. David Montgomery. I said it last week, but Matt Nagy had this freaking tumor in his head blocking all of his logical thoughts. He says, okay, so the mainstream media is all over him. He says, something along the lines of like, I know we need to run the ball more. I'm not stupid. Well, okay, that was a weird statement. But then he goes on to say it's about productive plays and the running game's not producing. And I'm like, so the passing game is? So you're trying to tell me passing is safer than running on your team right now? Maybe.
Not with Mitch under center.
Exactly. So maybe he actually gets it together this week. The Chargers are a beatable team if you control the clock. David Montgomery, they're going to have to control the clock. They're going to have to run David Montgomery to be successful in this game. You cannot put Mitch against Phillip Rivers. It will not work.
I saw a stat today that Montgomery only has, 3.2 or 3.3 yards per carry.
Which happens a lot to rookies.
But when he gets a consecutive, like when he gets back-to-back carries, his second carry average is 4.7.
There you
so
go.
just feed him the rock until he's getting you negative yards.
Yeah, I mean, he's young. Your team's underperforming. You have to do something different. You have to switch it up. That switch up is David Montgomery. You got to play him more.
But we've saw this before with the running backs who the one name that comes to mind is like if you give him 20 carries, he's going to get you over 100 yards. It was Michael Bush years ago.
Oh, boy.
Like he always did well with 19, 20 carries. But if you give him 15, he sucks.
I can't believe we have a Michael Bush reference.
No doubt.
Oh,
Leave it to
he
Arms.
Loved Michael Bush.
I know. You
Coming
did.
out, the injuries killed him. But you just wonder, like, is Montgomery ever going to be able to, are they going to have confidence in him whenever he gets 3 yards, or
Can't
gets
have
stuffed
confidence
in
in him if you don't give him the damn ball.
At some point, you've got to feed him to know what you've got in him.
Yeah,
the hole? I
gotta,
agree, but I just wonder if that coach staff's smart enough to do it.
Well, I mean, they're in it. I mean, they're
That's a
coaches.
good question.
Yeah, so is Adam Gase.
That's a good question. Is that coaching staff smart enough to do it? That's a good question because I don't know. There's no clear-cut answer.
Adam-
Patriots assistants always suck as coaches.
Oh, yeah. It's like he teaches them just enough to suck whenever they go out on their own.
Yeah. Listen, coaches, maybe you should quit coaching and go get you a blow trophy.
They're systems coaches.
Yeah.
They are all running his system.
Everybody looks good under Belichick. I mean, if Lambert worked for the Patriots as a special teams assistant, next year he'd be up for a head coaching gig.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
Deservingly.
Right.
Well, yeah, deservingly, of course.
Special teams be notch above their defense.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
absolutely.
God, Arms, you and I are just hated. Like every single comment on the stream on Facebook, anyways. Kimball, here for Lambert. Asbel, tuned in because of Lambert.
Good.
Lambert, you.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks.
You're probably
Will
going
you
to
do
have
us a
to come
favor
on
and
more often.
subscribe, rate, and review?
Yeah, at least
for
say
Lambert?
we don't even care if you're like, we love Lambert, don't care about anyone else, but we do love Lambert.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. What a star. What a star in the making.
Stars born.
Star is
Good
born.
thing I decided to
It's
come.
like
about
Bradley
2 hours
Cooper
ago.
over here.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm Lady Gaga.
Best of the world. I've never watched that movie, so
I
I
haven't
don't
either.
know any other people in it.
Is Sam
Is Luke
Elliott
Perry in
that
it?
movie?
You're Sam Elliott. And Sam
I want to
Elliott's
be
pretty
Sam
cool.
Elliott.
Well, you're a star, though.
I'm
absolute
more
star.
of the bitter old man. Let's be real.
Yeah, so if anyone else is here for Lambert, be sure to let us know in the live chat on YouTube or Twitch or Twitter. Lambert. It's all Lambert. All right, who we got next?
I'm going to also, at running back, I think this is going to be the best game of the year for James Conner.
I agree with that.
He's got a pretty easy schedule coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, starting with the freaking Dolphins.
Well,
It could be the best game.
That helps.
It could be IDP-wise, Minka Fitzpatrick's going to ball out. You know that.
Oh yeah.
Minka Fitzpatrick, don't sit him in
catching
IDP.
James Conner, his helmet 15 yards downfield, absolutely.
What?
Oh,
I don't-
never mind.
That didn't make any
Wrong
sense.
team
at
now.
all.
Good Lord.
I got to thinking whenever he was on the. Never mind.
Yep.
I'm an idiot.
All right. Well, my
no
other
wonder
start,
they're here for Lambert.
my other starter
I'm
running
an
back was
idiot.
Eckler. Other than week 6 against Pittsburgh, he's averaged 14 points a game in 2 of the last 3 weeks. He's had at least 7 catches. And the Bears do allow a lot of receptions to running backs, so I'm firing up Eckler too.
I don't hate that either. I do have a question for both of you, though.
No.
Chase Edmonds, is Chase Edmonds going to be good again? I mean, he's probably going to start.
enough.
David Johnson probably not playing this week, but is Chase Edmonds going to give you a big game or just a solid game against the New Orleans Saints?
Man, the Saints are so good.
They're pretty solid.
I feel like he could be in for a big game again.
He could.
Yep.
I don't know if he. I just don't. Is he going to score?
I think he scores at least once. I wouldn't put no 3 touchdowns on him again.
I mean, that's a really good defense, man. I just don't know if he does.
Kyler Murray always found a way to get David Johnson the ball, even if he was having a bad rushing game. So, I mean, Chase Edmonds, that one score could be in the air. So, I mean, he's going to get enough run. When you got the volumes, one good thing could happen.
He's played well enough, too, that even when DJ comes back, there could still be a role for Edmonds.
Honest to God, think the Cardinals should trade DJ. I mean, I know that's a little bit crazy at state, but he is 27. Chase Edmonds is young. Chase
What
Edmonds
value
looks
are you
good.
going to get out of David Johnson right now, though?
I don't know, but I mean, you're not a playoff team this year. You're 3-3 right now, but I don't finish 8-8 maybe. What are you going to do next year? I mean, you're creeping closer to the 30-year mark for David Johnson. He's got back issues and hamstring issues.
He's got
now.
everything issues. There's where there's where it's going to be difficult to get value out of him.
He's
You don't have
literally
to get
Mr.
value.
Class.
You get something. You get a 5th, a 6th. You do something to where you have an excuse to play Chase Edmonds. I'm not talking about just trying to get value. I'm talking about adding value to your team by subtraction. Chase Edmonds looks like he's ready to roll. Why keep David Johnson? They brought in Alfred Morris. They brought in 2 running backs. I wouldn't doubt if they shop David Johnson a little bit.
Pick up a Jai.
Yeah. Why?
I will also.
Isaiah Crowell make a late season
Speaking
trade.
of bringing in running backs, it puzzles me why the Lions haven't brought back C.J. Anderson yet.
A lot of things puzzle you.
Somebody else requested to let them know where we're broadcasting. Not only YouTube, Twitch, all that stuff, but also on Radio 96.7 The Lamb. Somebody wanted to hear it one more time.
Well, yeah,
Lambert,
why
you
not?
are a stud
I
tonight.
say.
You are an
What can I say?
absolute
The goat. The
You
only,
were-
only reason I came.
fantastic.
That's right.
Yeah, I wasn't going to show up tonight.
They
And
always
then I
do.
walked in the door. I was going to tell you, like, I'm out tonight, but then I saw Lambert. I was like,
I'd have been fine with that.
freaking in, man. Not really. I miss Hugs too, but not at the expense of Lambert. I was hoping we had both of them here. It would have been fun. All right. Wide receiver start.
GBT.
Anybody got a wide receiver start for us?
Multiple, actually.
Just give us one. We don't want to hear you talk all night.
Yeah.
Just much in the trend of what the Dolphins do. They let wide receivers run wide open and get monstrous yards
God.
against them. Juju's going to have the game of the season this year.
It's questionable right now.
Start your stud. That's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
No, I'm saying it's going to be
Like
best
Juju?
game. He's if
That guy
he
you
is
paid the
held,
first
if he
for?
plays, he's going to have.
Listen,
He's going to be
guys.
worth the value in DFS. Can I finish my analysis?
Roll
or-
out Michael Thomas this weekend.
Hold on. Do you want to talk about Juju's numbers so far this year? Because he's not been a stud.
You still have to start him.
Do you? Because
do.
because
Every week.
you could easily have
I
Terry
do every
McLaurin
week.
on your team,
I do.
Yeah.
and
still
it
start-
makes
I
more
still
sense to
start
start Terry
Juju.
McLaurin every week than Juju Smith-Schuster.
It doesn't.
not-
I'm,
right
I'm
now.
not doing that though.
I'm just saying, eventually it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Same way with Diggs. I wish I'd never traded.
Listen,
Diggs now, but-
you every single fantasy season, you start looking at players that finish in the top 15. Handful of them have a slow start to the season, or half the season they're mediocre, and then they just bust out, go crazy, all Jay Ajayi and Isaiah Crowell, like just go nuts. You
Anyhow,
have
he's
to
going to have
start
125 yards plus and 2 touchdowns,
I hope so.
Juju. Finally
which
got
he
to
has.
finish.
He hasn't broke 85 yet this year.
I hope you're right.
He was
I
your
really do.
number 1 overall
It-
wide receiver for the year.
And I'm shocked he's not performing at that level.
Yeah. Well, the court. I mean, there's a lot of things going on. with
There's
this thing.
factors, but normally,
James
someone-
Conner's mediocre play has a little bit to do with that too.
yeah, normally whenever you have, quarterback
Quarterback
issues, they
situations
lock
and-
in on the best wide receiver and their tight end, and that's about it.
Right.
Yep.
But instead, they're just, it's like he's getting the targets. He's just 80 yards, 75 yards. One game he had 15. Like, Juju's not been great this year. I just think this game gets him back on track, and I'm confident in him for the rest of the year at this point.
Yeah.
Can I have a start?
I mean, you interrupt my one, so yeah, you can go ahead.
That's what I'm here for, to keep you level.
Right? Can't talk too much.
No.
Lambert, I think it's your start.
Sure. This is the only time you're ever going to hear me say this. Start Corey Davis. Right? Tannehill's at quarterback changes things for me in Tennessee.
He's helped
Now,
a lot of them.
I'm not excited about Tannehill starting, but it's better than Mariota.
Exactly.
Also, the Bucks ranked 25th against the opposing wide receivers. So, him or AJ Brown, I've got Corey Davis slightly above.
I have AJ Brown over Corey Davis.
Okay, so
one
either
of
or.
them.
Yep.
I mean, last week AJ Brown had six catches for 64 yards, 8 targets. Obviously, you alluded to it in the preseason. If Tannehill can get the job, it boosts all the value of the receivers. And I agree with you. I mean, I wondered if Corey Davis just didn't have the talent. I did.
He's talented.
No, but you wondered because he hadn't really done anything. A couple games here and there, flashes in the pan.
Yeah, you couldn't be sure that it was all Mariota.
But yeah, I mean, now I'm not confident either as a wide receiver 1, but if I need to start one of them as a wide receiver 3 because of bye week, heck yeah, I'd be pumped about it.
I'm with you on this. AJ Brown is kind of my guy too. Tannehill showed a little rapport with him. He's probably, we go back to this a lot, but he probably played more with him on the second team, early on in camp and early on in preseason. But I'm not opposed to Corey Davis either. I mean, I honestly
they're close
think
for me.
Both of them had 6 receptions last week.
they're both startable.
Davis just got in the end zone. That's what made the week for him.
Yeah. I mean, Tannehill's so efficient. Listen, as a Dolphins fan, I'll give Tannehill all the credit in the world. Short to intermediate, accurate. I mean, he really is. The problem is the deep ball. In the NFL today, you have to be able to throw the deep ball. Tannehill was very inaccurate on the deep ball, but short and intermediate routes that Corey Davis and A.J. Brown run fairly well. Both those guys are startable. I mean, I was hoping Adam Humphries would be a beneficiary, and I still think there's time. I think he could, but there's 2 more talented receivers ahead of him. So I like both of them. Now I'll give you my start, you bastards. Somebody that Arms hates, DK Metcalf.
Kyler Murray? Oh.
Fire up DK Metcalf this week. I'm calling for 2 scores. DK Metcalf against the Falcons. It's going to be
his only 2 catches.
It could be.
Could be for 125 yards.
Very well could be. But the Seahawks and the Falcons, I expect this one to be a fun game to watch. I think DK Metcalf scores twice, and Tyler Lockett does not score. He scored too many times in the past handful of weeks. He's due for an egg in the end zone.
Some great analysis. The guy scores way too much.
He's
not going to score this week. I've got Lockett as a start.
He's not going to keep it up.
Atlanta ranks in the bottom 4 in yards, in receptions, and in touchdowns. They're the bottom 4 of the league in all 3 categories that matter in passing.
What's his name that Bauer says? DeKalen Zacharias? Yes. DeKalen Zacharias. Fire that tall sumbitch up. He's going to score twice.
I like it.
Thank you.
You had more?
I do.
I mean,
just
the show.
We can go back to quarterback
Miami
and running
sucks,
back too,
as we said.
Oh my God.
I think Deontay Johnson's going to have a fine week. I don't think he's going to have 100 yards or anything like that, but 5-6 catches might squeak into the end zone.
Arms says start all Steelers.
I rarely say this on the show, but fuck it. Start Jalen Samuels. Go ahead and fire up Benny Snell.
Benny Snell, he's a sleeper.
Go ahead and put in Devin fucking Hodges just in case they blow him out and he gets a whole second half of playing time.
So you're saying it's possible.
This is like picking on children stealing their candy. Start Steelers.
No,
Start Steelers. Start
I mean,
Steelers.
the Dolphins are in bad shape right now.
Is this what happens to a Miami fan? Like, are we mid breakdown right now?
No, I just got more. I had HAD in capital letters, more respect for Arms' takes until he's like, every pick is a Steeler. Criminy.
I mean,
couple others that I
did pick 4 Steelers to start this week. I'm just saying.
Kenny Stills and Day Westbrook.
I've got Kenny Stills as well, but
I love Kenny Stills' rest of season.
Not this week.
Well, anytime Will Fuller's out, which he'll get hurt again, I love Stiller.
Instead of Day, I have DJ Chark.
Didi.
Okay.
I mean, Chark is on a touchdown drought. I think he's went 2 whole weeks without a touchdown.
Oh, so you're doing the opposite of the of the Lockett argument here.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Dude scores too much.
We're having this basically the same thing. You think Lockett's going to ball? I think, or you think DK's going to ball? I think it's going to be Lockett. You think it's going to be Westbrook? I think it's going to be Chark. I think there's production to be had in both games. It just happened to be contrarian to both of you.
Listen,
I'm picking the better receiver on both of them.
Listen,
Stop
Dante
yelling.
Pettis is due for a monster game. He's not scored at all
Ever?
this
he's
season.
got
I think he's
14
got
points
I
on
think
the
he's
year.
got
So-
a couple touchdowns last year. or
Listen,
something.
Miami hasn't got a win. Start all your Dolphins against the Steelers this week.
That actually may not be a terrible idea because the
Shut
Steelers
up.
defense sucks too.
You're really going to hate my tight end
Shut
pick.
up. Don't tell me it's Gasecki or Vance
No, it's
McDonald.
Vance.
God
It's
dang
Vance.
it.
It's my only Steeler. At
Let's
least.
go ahead, Lambert. Who do
Okay.
you want to start at tight end?
So tight end, I'd fire up Vance McDonald.
Why is that though?
Well,
Tell
I mean,
us more.
They are playing the Dolphins.
Why?
But-
Why the Dolphins though?
No, he is healthy again. He should be a good safety valve
Fire
for,
Heath Miller up, okay?
for
Put Heath
for
Miller out there
Rudolph
this week.
this week. Rudolph's back. Vance
Hines
McDonald.
Ward might score
He'll
3
be all right.
touchdowns this week.
Antoine Randall. He'd probably be the best quarterback.
I just don't know. Oh, even Dan Rozier says, "Sweet Lambo's on." You know what? Piss off, you people. Just
We're
go,
done.
Go
I'm
to
done.
hell.
I'm going- I'm
yeah.
going home.
This
Screw you
episode.
guys.
Thanks for listening, guys. Ugh. Seriously. Okay.
That was my start for tight end.
I'm going to go with Fant at tight end. With Emmanuel Sanders gone, does free up some targets.
What? You're not going with the Steelers' backup tight end?
No,
Whoa.
I do think.
Whoa.
I think Fant's going to get some more play. I mean, he's been active in games, not great by any stretch of the imagination, but I think this garners him some more targets.
He's got a cousin named.
There we go.
I'm
I
too
was-
pissed off to even say it.
I was waiting for it. And one thing I'd like to kind of
Feel like Neil
to
over here.
tack onto that. I'd be picking up Deshaun Hamilton everywhere I could. If you look at the last 5 games
Did he
last
play
year,
for the Steelers?
no, he piled up a lot of targets and whenever Emmanuel Sanders was out last year with injury. I think that's very likely to happen again. And I would be trading Emmanuel Sanders at this point. I just traded for him in a league, but for a need elsewhere. You know, he was kind of the replacement back for a wide receiver. But I'd be trading Emmanuel Sanders and looking to acquire Deshaun Hamilton where I could. And to be honest with you, unless somebody's been pretty savvy on the waiver wire, Hamilton's probably next to nothing in your league. He's probably still on the waiver wire in most 12-team, 14-team leagues. Obviously, we play 16-team almost everywhere we play. So I think everybody's got somebody who has Deshaun Hamilton, but he should be a cheap pickup.
Okay, I'm going to roll on this tight end train as well. Last week, the Jaguars broke in their 3rd-round rookie, Josh Oliver. We've talked about him past couple weeks. I think this could be the week that if you are in trouble in redraft and you need to grab someone off the waiver, 2 guys I've seen on the waivers a lot this week. People still haven't picked up on Ricky Seals-Jones. I wouldn't exactly trust him at the Patriots as much as I'd like to take the upside of Josh Oliver against the Jets. So I guess you can call me mini arms because I'm basically a few of my picks have been
Just bashing
against
the
the
Jets.
Jets. Exactly. So I think Josh Oliver actually catches some balls this week. He played some good snaps last week, did not translate into targets or receptions. This week I think it will.
I don't hate it. He at least ran some routes,
He did.
and he looked all right.
Did you watch all his routes that he ran or something?
Caught a couple.
Nice.
I tried
Nice.
to watch Jaguars games. I don't even know why.
Again, no wonder they're here for Lambert.
I
Doing
mean-
his research on guys that laid eggs in fantasy.
And I mean,
watching their
it's
game
not,
tape.
It's not like I'm focusing on Oliver.
He's
Just
googling
saying, like,
googling every.
You see him in the peripherals of the television. Hey, look, he was open there.
He's on YouTube. Every snap Josh Oliver ran
Right.
in week 7.
I like it.
I like it too. Arms, what Steeler you got for us next?
No, we're doing sits. He's not sitting.
Oh shit, he's still. Yeah, you're not sitting.
I mean, I could do
Sit all Browns.
I could do a
on that.
Steeler real
Wait,
quick for
let's-
another start if you want to go defense.
Let's throw a few
Because
more.
I think Cam Hayward's going to have a great game.
Shut the hell up.
No,
Let's-
all jokes aside, he's had 3.5 sacks in the last 3 weeks. There's my reasoning behind it. He's kind of on the upswing. He had none up to that point, and he kind of gaining traction. And the Dolphins suck.
I've got another start for you, and it's quarterback. and I'm feeling confident about it.
Okay.
Derek Carr. I think Derek Carr is going to have himself a fine week with Tyler Williams back against the Texans. Tyler. I think he's going to have a good week this week. Texans, high-scoring offense, not a great secondary. Jonathan Joseph's probably out. I think Derek Carr finds the end zone a couple times. He's streamable to me this week.
I like where your head's at.
Raiders.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, your black and Raider shirt. Looking
It's Oakhill shirt. My nephew played on this basketball team.
I know that, but it's the same colors.
Okay.
Close, anyways.
Just same as Lambert's jacket, but whatever.
I'll just put
your
it out
shirt.
there too.
Look at that.
Corey Davis,
Closet Raiders.
who was my start at wide receiver. He's only 4,400
You go start him
on
again?
DraftKings.
Oh, okay.
And Vance is only 3,900. So there's some of that
Yeah.
sweet Brian Hucks for you.
Why don't you just, you know what? Thanks to you guys, I'm going to go to DraftKings tonight. I'm going to set myself a starting lineup. Thanks, Arms. Set myself a starting lineup of Rudolph, Connor, Samuel, Deontay Johnson,
Snell
Juju.
in the flex.
Fuck Dante Moncrief. Throw him in there. He's probably only like, 700 on DraftKings?
It's got to be.
Vance McDonald, I'm going to throw in the Pittsburgh Steelers defense.
Is
Their
James
kicker.
Washington
Should probably
back
get
playing
their
again
kicker.
yet?
Million dollar winner.
Bam.
Probably. I mean, you got to throw in a Jet or someone playing the Jets, right?
Yeah, Didi.
Jaguars defense,
I'll throw
obviously.
Didi in there.
Actually, speaking of that, Yannick probably going to ball out this week.
Who?
Yannick.
When was
He
the
scored a
last time you
touchdown
talked
last
about
week.
him?
Yannick.
Yannick.
Yeah, he's performed well in the season. I think that, Sam Darnold's obviously easily rattleable, if that's a word. I think Yannick gets in his head this week.
Rattleable.
And gets a couple sacks. I mean,
Rattleable.
he appears to be holding onto the ball too long.
Yeah, he's holdingable on. It's holdingable the ball.
Very rattleable.
And I do have one more on defense as a start, and this kind of goes back with the whole Chubb and Baker. I know I'm usually anti-pass rusher against Tom Brady because he gets rid of the ball so quick, but I think Myles Garrett gets to him and rattles him a little bit this week.
Well, Myles Garrett has very shuffleable feet.
Well, Tom Brady's very rattleable.
No, he's not though, but I think Garrett can get to him this week. He's a special in. The point on this one is
He's good.
just don't think that. Well, it's Tom Brady, so I'm gonna find a better matchup because Brady almost never gets sacked. Garrett's gonna get to him.
Myles Garrett is one of the best pass rushable guys in the league.
Are you done?
I mean, he's
Stop it.
He's got more tackleable abilities than most.
Okay.
Got a sits for us, Arms?
Just Kyler.
Oh, come on. You think he's sittable?
I thought he was
I
startable,
think
to be
I think he's
honest.
sittable versus the Saints. I just don't think that this is a defense he's going to perform well against.
I think he's going to have himself one downfieldable game.
Are you done with that?
I hope so.
I don't think I am.
I hope you are.
Can we say it? I love Kyler Murray.
You can continue to say it. I've said before, I wish the guy the best. I just don't think he's going to be a long-term answer to anyone.
That was the most disrespectful.
I just don't think he's a long-term answer.
Wish the guy the best.
It's like he's marrying your ex.
No doubt. Okay, I'm sitting Tom Brady. Listen, Tom Brady's not really done that well in fantasy.
His yardage hasn't been that great.
Yeah, and I mean, listen.
Well, their defense has outscored teams they played. So...
Exactly. And I don't know. I'm not feeling Tom Brady this week. I do think the Browns are going to come out energized. I don't think they're going to pull off the upset, but I do think they're going to come out a little bit energized. I think they're going to pick off Tom Brady a couple times. Little interceptionables there. I think they're going to pick him off a few times. I don't like starting him, so that's it. Tom Brady. I'm a Tom Brady hater. Don't put him in this week. Just pass on him. And Kyle Allen, dear God, he's been good, but don't start Kyle Allen. Don't start anybody
He's got
against
a rough
the Niners.
matchup. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sitting Jimmy G.
I am too. I still not. Yeah, they're going to run the ball.
Well,
this could be a run game
yeah.
on both sides of the
Yep.
ball.
Carolina's 7th. They rank 7th against opposing QBs. So even because Emmanuel Sanders is there, I think you might have to wait a week to see what he's going to do to help Jimmy.
3 callers ahead of us, Jimmy.
I will also at another sit, Mr. Reliable, someone you feel like you can always count on. Phillip Rivers always continues to put up 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns. Playing the Bears this week, just not a good matchup for
That
him.
don't mean as much as it used to.
I know, but the Chargers suck right now. The Chargers are not what they used to be as far as consistently being above average.
Got to disagree with you
I mean,
on
they
the
are
on the
who we thought they
Barker.
were.
Yeah, on the Barker Arms basis, I got to disagree with you because Keenan Allen has not had himself a game lately, so that means he's going to have himself a game.
Just like the one guy scored too much, so he can't score again.
Yeah,
Tyler
and
Lockett.
like the other
Makes
guy
perfect
hasn't
sense.
scored in a while, so he's going to score some this week.
Might as
Okay.
well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got any more of that hard hitting analysis? Also, I'm gonna sit Carson Wentz. The Bills have the number, I think, 2 defense in the league.
He just uses transitions to get more talk time.
The
does.
only defense that's actually better than the Bills is the Patriots. I mean, the Bills are right there with the Niners as far as efficiency. So, I think that Wentz is going to have some struggles getting in the end zone this week.
You got to admit, though, he's damn good at it.
I don't have to admit that at all. Not even a little bit.
How do I get more spotlight? Oh, hey, I've got more. Go ahead.
Wait, at the expense of Arms being super pissed off at me. So Arms almost wins some money, right? Some big money. Hey, hats off to you. I think it was
I was like 3 minutes from winning, or no, I was about 12 minutes from winning 10 grand.
It was a good lineup submission, but lo and behold, after that one close call with 10 mil, we get a DFS Arms episode. He's like, you know what? I'm
Our
good.
own Brian Hux has been stealing my lineups. I send him out to the group, and he's like, I am going to take those. That's what he tells me. Like, I'm going to take those lineups. Like, that's fine. You can do that. But it's not that I think I'm good, but I've won $600 and some in the last week.
600 and some?
Yeah.
I'll put,
617.
I'll put some respect on your
That's
name,
solid.
Arms. Yeah. That is admirable.
Hey, I finished 42nd out of 176,000 people.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty good. I mean, I'm not an expert because
You want to crown him? Crown his ass.
I'm not an expert. I was lucky. I just was pretty lucky twice. I was within 3 points doing another showdown matchup. Love the showdown matchups.
Sounds like you're an expert, though. I mean, you put out
Does.
a DFS primer tonight.
I'm no Drake Jordan, but
Yeah.
2-time high-stakes champ.
2-time high stakes champ.
That's right.
Little public apology there. I thought the guy was just a douche. Apparently, it's a parody account. Sorry about that.
But did you see that Hugh Jackson congratulated him and said, "Why not get
posted
it for
it.
3?" That's beautiful.
So
Was that you that posted that?
Oh yeah.
I didn't realize that.
So you can pay Hugh Jackson $50. This is how desperate Hugh is right now.
The dude's a millionaire. Why?
Is he?
He coached for the Browns. You don't coach in the NFL without getting paid millions of dollars.
Well, after watching his video he made for Drake Jordan, I don't think he's that smart. I think he blew it on probably sunflower seeds or some shit. So I mean, I think
It wasn't that long of a video. I would take $50 to record. I'll say anything. Just pay me.
dude, should we do it? Should we do it? Should we pay Hugh Jack? Because it's an option. There's a website. You go to it. We can pay Hugh Jackson $50 to talk up the Back Row
You're
Fantasy
serious?
Show. I'm dead
See,
serious.
You're serious? He'll do
I'd
that.
rather go the Dan
Yeah,
Cummins route
yeah.
and get Triple M.
Oh, I'd love to have
Yeah,
Michael,
but he met
Michael Mother
Triple
effing
M.
McDonald.
Well, I know. I'm just saying.
He knew him already. There's a conspiracy going on there, but something. It's his
I don't
dad.
know.
It's his dad or something. I'm kidding. Do we do it? Can we?
I'm not paying.
$50?
I'm not
Hugh
paying.
Jackson?
Well, first off, Hugh Jackson is a perpetual loser. Like all we're going to do is lose listeners by having Hugh Jackson do anything for us.
No, we might gain listeners because it'll be that damn funny. Because Hugh Jackson will be like, "Listen, Back Row Fantasy Show, one of the best fantasy podcasts out there. You guys just keep winning. Keep doing what you're doing. You keep winning, and we're going to keep rooting you on." Thanks, Hugh. Thanks.
I like it. That's a
it'd
great
be fun.
idea.
Can't wait till Belichick retires. I'll take $14 million to say anything you want me to say.
You, man. And then we'll send him the transcript for the Back Row Show. He's like, "I'm not doing this. I'm not." Oh, Lambert? Yeah, I'll do it.
Lambert's going to be on.
Half off, 50% off.
I'm here for Lambert.
50% off.
Here for Lambert too.
So, Christian
Sits
McCaffrey. I know you guys sit your studs, but are we worried about McCaffrey this week against the Niners?
DFS wise, absolutely. I will.
Oh, DFS, I'm not paying for him.
He's an amazing player. There's no doubt about it.
He's
but-
going to get you 10 plus points still in Dynasty. I have no worries about that. But he's not going to be a DFS winner this week.
Oh no, and I mean, for the love of God, you're going to be able to get. I don't have the numbers in front of me. I'm assuming Fournette's going to be cheaper. Gurley, who's playing the Bengals, got to be cheaper. Derrick Henry, I know, is cheaper playing the Buccaneers. He's actually strung together a couple decent games again. So yeah, I mean, definitely avoiding him at all costs. Or do you have any concern about either of the pass catchers for the Buccaneers? The Titans' defense is fairly solid. It's not great, but it's solid.
It is fairly solid, but I mean, Jameis Winston's going to.
It doesn't matter if he throws 5 INTs.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still gonna go through him.
Yeah,
they can't run the ball. So
no, he's going to go all Pillsbury throw boy on him. He's still going to toss the ball a lot.
Pillsbury throw boy.
Sitting Mixon, of course. I don't know why you'd still be
Yeah, no, we
starting
decided to
Mixon.
sit Mixon last
this
week
point.
until further notice.
What is it? 2 weeks? He's had 18 carries and 12 yards or something like that.
He's amazing.
Yeah. Well, if it wasn't for that touchdown last week, he'd have no points.
Right.
About Jordan Howard, sitting him.
Yeah, I'm sitting Jordan Howard.
There's
Eagles
nothing line's
exciting.
been struggling lately.
Nothing exciting about Jordan Howard. Do you guys want to do an on-air trade?
Like between who?
It's me and Travis in our league of record.
Is he trying to acquire a tight end from you?
Nope. Here's the deal. We've been talking about it for a while. I have the chance to acquire a buy low on Baker Mayfield. It's Baker Mayfield. It's Larry Fitz, Keyshawn Johnson. So Larry Fitz and his possible heir apparent for Foles, Minshew, and Alshon.
I would take that right now.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. The only bad thing is, it means I have to start Baker against the Patriots.
I would probably wait until Tuesday.
I don't have that option. I do not have that option. So, think we're going to take this thing. Think we're going to add Baker Mayfield.
I'd wait till 1:30 Sunday afternoon. When the Jags start, just let Minshew get locked in.
He will revoke it.
And then
He will absolutely revoke it. Yeah. So, it's Larry Fitz has put up consistently points in the teams.
If you don't care about winning this week, fire away.
He's in a spot he has to win.
I care about winning, but I don't want to pass up a chance to get Baker Mayfield on the cheap. I don't even like Alshon Jeffrey. I'm not a fan of Alshon.
Arms called Baker a start, so there you go.
It's accepted. It's accepted.
Your kid's coughing.
I hear that. It's accepted. I am now a Baker Mayfield owner, but, maybe Patty Mahomes starts this week. I do have a deal in place with Hux. If Bridgewater gets the start, I've got Matt Moore, so I'll start Matt Moore this week.
Minshew Mania eating up Travis over there.
Yeah, a little bit. And he wanted to get younger from Fitz to Alshon. That's 7 years.
Yeah,
surprisingly.
but mileage wise,
right.
I mean, there's been a lot of repairs on Alshon, whereas Larry Fitzgerald has been like that very high-end Acura that it's got about 300,000 miles on it, but still going to win most races.
If they did a live-action movie, Morgan Freeman would play Larry Fitzgerald.
So Kyler Murray was throwing me the ball, and I was 30.
Oh God!
I was 36 years old. Kyler Murray was 22.
So I do have a question, because obviously we're winding down our start sits. Sony Michel scores 3 touchdowns this week.
Not going to happen again.
Thanks, Barker. That's hard-hitting analysis. It's great. Is he a for sure starter week in and week out? Because he's the clear-cut lead back. There's nobody challenging him for carries at this point. He's actually getting minimally involved, but involved no less in the passing game.
Gotta go with dog.
I mean, the efficiency, they're playing with the short field a lot with the way that defense is playing. I mean, it makes you wonder. I mean, he had 42 yards, but if you look at the games before that, 86 yards rushing, 91 yards rushing. You know, adding in whenever he's not getting in the end zone, he's adding in a catch or two.
Can't believe I just got Baker.
So, anyhow, 3 weeks of 14.8 points or higher. Kind of like, as long as he's not seriously hurt, because like we don't know what happened after the game last week. I haven't seen anything on the injury report. But as long as he's not hurt, I'm just wondering if he's an every week start at this point.
I almost put him down as a start this week, but went the other way.
I mean, I think you got to start him in most cases. I don't see many people having a third running back that's better than Sony Michel. But, I mean, I'm not pumped. I'm not excited.
He's at best, he's a risky DFS play. We could say that about Sony Michel. But I don't know. I'm just, the way I see it is he has carved out the I am definitely the lead back role in New England, which is the first time we saw that since what freaking
I don't think
Corey
Belichick
Dillon?
cares. I honestly don't think he cares. If he puts James White in and James White gains 5 yards, he's going to keep giving it.
But
to
this
James
season
White.
he's only fell below 15 carries one time.
All right.
Now that game he had 15 carries for 14 yards, but the next game follows up with 21 for 83. I mean,
Like I said, I don't hate it. I like Sony Michel.
but you guys got anything else you want to add?
Start your Steelers. Fire them up. Fire up your Steelers.
I
no
agree.
matter who they are, what their name is, just
Right.
fire them up.
Did we
Fire
finish
'em
our
up.
sits? Did we get through all that?
I don't know if we did or not. I think
There's a lot of quite obvious do or don'ts on the sits right now. I don't feel like, for what I was looking at, I didn't feel there was any value me saying start Todd Gurley against the Bengals.
I think we just decided to have a good time.
I like it. No, I'm down for a good time.
Yeah, I think we just decided to go all out, pick on Arms a little bit,
Yeah, a little
let
bit.
Arms smash back at us. You like that, though.
I don't like you right now. My least favorite person in the room. I'm only here for Lambert.
You guys will have makeup coitus after I leave. No worries.
No, I got to kick both of you out. Back Row Talk Show, firing up a 11 o'clock episode with someone from another podcast. So you guys
Oh wow,
are not,
wow! It's like that.
not
Okay.
welcome here in 20 minutes.
It's
I
like
guess,
that.
Not
this
welcome.
is it, huh?
Time to hit the old dusty trail.
I've never been one to shy away from how I feel, and I need you guys to get the hell out.
Are you going to sign off, or should I just go ahead and?
Leave.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, review. Don't forget to follow us at The Back Row Show on Twitter. You can follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on Instagram, Back Row Fantasy Show there. You can follow us wherever.
By the way, I called Mason Rudolph Mason Foster earlier.
Well,
I'm an idiot.
you know,
I think I did.
I don't recall that, but
I wrote down. I'm like, that looks right. That's not right though. And I think I said it anyway, like moron. Sorry about that, guys. If I did. Good night.
it happens. Good night. Peace
Hey, we'll
out.
see ya.
This concludes another episode of the Back Row Fantasy Show. Thanks for listening, and be sure to give us a review.